For years, George and Amal Clooney have been one of Hollywood's most admired power couples. Glamorous, elegant, philanthropic, and seemingly unshakable. But behind the flawless red carpet photos and polished public appearances, a quiet storm has been brewing. Sources close to the couple have hinted at rising tensions, emotional distance, and a series of George's recent actions that left Amal facing one of the most difficult choices of her life. And now, it appears she has finally reached a heartbreaking decision that could change the direction of their marriage forever. People who have observed the pair in recent weeks noticed a clear shift in Amal's behavior. Known for her composure and calm poise, she has always been the grounding force in George's life. But something changed after a series of incidents involving George. Incidents that reportedly left Amal feeling blindsided, unheard, and questioning whether her emotional needs were still being met. Friends describe her as struggling between her loyalty to the man she married and the reality of what she has been experiencing behind the scenes. George's charm has always been one of his strongest assets, but those close to him say he sometimes leans on it as a defense mechanism, dismissing issues rather than addressing them. Amal, who built a career advocating for justice, fairness, and truth, found herself in a painful internal conflict. And that conflict eventually brought her to a moment she never thought she would face. According to insiders, the emotional toll began to show during an intimate gathering where Amal was unexpectedly seen stepping away in tears. Witnesses described a moment that looked less like a small disagreement and more like the culmination of months of unresolved tension. What George said or did in that moment remains unclear, but the impact on Amal was undeniable. Those who know her say Amal tried everything to preserve the harmony in their home, especially for the sake of their children. But after consistently feeling overlooked and emotionally drained, she reached what she quietly described to one friend as a breaking point. This wasn't a sudden reaction, it was the result of holding in far too much for far too long. The decision Amal made wasn't impulsive. She took time, sought personal clarity, and weighed every outcome. And now insiders say she has taken a significant step, one that signals a major shift in the future of her marriage. Amal has reportedly decided to step back from the emotional responsibility she has carried for years. She is prioritizing herself and her mental well-being instead of continuing to cover the emotional gaps George's actions created. This isn't a legal separation, at least not yet, but it is a powerful emotional one. A symbolic line drawn. A declaration that she won't continue sacrificing her peace for the sake of keeping up appearances. Those close to her describe this decision as the hardest thing she's ever had to do, because Amal never imagined being at such a crossroads. She believed deeply in her marriage, in their partnership, and in the balance they once shared. But sometimes, even the strongest people have to choose themselves when the weight becomes too much. George has always viewed Amal as the anchor of his world, the stabilizing force who changed his life in ways he often praised in interviews. But sources say he never expected Amal to pull back so firmly. When he realized that she had emotionally withdrawn and was no longer willing to gloss over the issues, he was reportedly stunned. For the first time, he may be fully confronted with the consequences of his words and actions. Some insiders even say he has been making efforts to reach out more gently, trying to repair the damage, and attempting to reconnect with the woman he loves. Whether these gestures are enough remains uncertain, but the reality of Amal's decision has definitely shaken him. Where do they go from here? That is the question everyone is asking, and one that even their closest friends cannot answer. Amal's choice does not necessarily mean divorce. Instead, it marks a turning point, a moment where she reclaims her voice and draws boundaries that had long been missing. There is hope that George may rise to the moment, acknowledging her pain and meeting her in a way he hasn't in a long time. But there is also the possibility that Amal's emotional shift could become permanent if the underlying issues remain unresolved. What's clear is that this is a defining moment, one that will shape the direction of their relationship for years to come. Amal Clooney's journey is a reminder that even the strongest relationships can be tested, and even the most admired couples face private battles the world never sees. Her decision is not a sign of weakness, but of courage, choosing truth over silent suffering, and choosing self-worth over public perception. As we continue following this story, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update on this developing situation. Your support keeps these deep dive investigations coming, and there's much more ahead. Thank you for watching till the very end.